Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So I have been gone for about a week. I didn't have the chance to make YouTube videos, and what do you know, Tesla and Palantir collapsed. So we have a lot to talk about, and in this video I just want to outline what happened to me, what happened to these stocks, and then there's more videos coming and more detailed explanations. So as always, if you like this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000 subs. It's ridiculous, and it's quite ridiculous that I couldn't produce the last week because we would have reached 1,000 subs. So anyways, to make up for this, please hit the subscribe button right now. And if you want to go further, check out the first link in the description box below, which takes you to our Patreon, where you can support this European survive the winter energy crisis in Europe that is coming. So thank you so much. Now let's have a look at what happened. So I was missing for a week, and the reason for this is because I actually do what I preach in my videos, and as I said, that the solution for this time, these really bad times, is increasing your income. And we have a real estate company, and obviously I'm part of building hundreds of apartments in South Sweden with my two other co-owners. And we are definitely feeling the heat of the interest rate hikes, and we are looking at, what we can do with our business to stabilize it. And we are going to go into and try out short-term rentals, and that is having existing real estate that we have and trying to list them on Airbnb, bookings.com, and see how it is with short-term rentals. And if you guys want to see more videos about my real estate adventures, please let me know in the comments, and I can definitely do videos about it. We have had some multifamily real estate, the type that Robert Kiyosaki recommends. Basically, at this point, I think that is sort of like a scam, because I just don't see that anybody can make money on it and why they would be doing it. And I can give a very detailed explanation on it. Again, if this is of interest to you, please let me know in the comments and I can tell you more about it. And basically how we make money in real estate is we find land, we develop it with the municipality, get all the building permissions, and then we build complexes that then we sell to end customers one by one. And this is a fantastic way to increase your capital, but it's a very non-recurring income. And, as in this period, you're subject to, the winds and the ebbs and flows of the market and the world around you. So that's not so good. And I got this opportunity. We have a real estate that has 5 apartments in it, and one of the tenants decided to move out. And I was thinking, wow, this is a perfect opportunity to take that apartment and test it out on short-term rental. And if the concept works, then we can turn the whole real estate into 5 short-term rental apartments. And then we can turn other real estate that we have and take on new projects that specifically deal with this. So I've really had a crazy week. I was basically working in this apartment physically for probably 8 to 10 hours. And then when I came home, I still had my normal job to do. And I have my family, and I gym every day, and basically it was just nuts. I didn't get a lot of sleep. And when I came back to check what I missed, it turned out that the market totally collapsed. And some really, really surprising things have happened to my favorite stocks. If we look at Palantir, I truly believe that we have bottomed at this point, and Palantir has a very hard time to go lower than the 750 line here. And the company is doing amazing. I can't wait to hear their earnings. They are closing so many contracts. They have even gotten an IL6 certification by the US government, and there's only 2 other companies on the planet that has this security certification. And it's Microsoft and Amazon, and they are trillion-dollar companies. And the third company, Palantir, is a 15 billion market cap company. Does anybody see any outpoints there? Something that is weird there, right? It feels like either the two should be valued less or Palantir should be valued more. And on Friday, Palantir took a nosedive with a almost 7% drop with no news whatsoever. I have no clue what happened. The only logical explanation that I've heard from someone was that because the market has been falling so much and Tesla has been falling so much, a lot of people who own Tesla also own Palantir, and those people were getting margin called. Then they had to sell also the Palantir shares to cover the margin calls of Tesla. I honestly don't know what happened. Then we had this inflation report that hit the market, and it was a bad inflation report. You have the inflation report, and then you have the core inflation report, which excludes food and energy. And the Fed has been saying that the inflation is caused by the energy. So if you take away the food and energy, then you see the true inflation. And that one has not been skyrocketing as much as just the normal inflation. But the problem is that in this last report, the core inflation went higher, and highest that it has been since a very long time, and higher than it was in March and in February. You can see it was 6.47, and now we're at 6.63. And this is again without the energy prices. So nobody can blame this on Russia, Ukraine. Nobody can blame this on oil. This basically shows that the inflation is embedded. So obviously this gave a very bad tone to the market. And when this report came out, the market started tanking because I was looking at it. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to go down to like 5 on Palantir, and so many stocks are going to collapse. And then when I checked it a few hours later, the market was rallying, and I didn't really know what to do with it. I need to do more research on this. It's very weird. But what I find strange is that it's a known fact that when the Fed increases interest rates, it takes 18 months, maybe a year. But what I've heard is 18 months for it to really start taking effect. And we have only really started raising rates, I think, since March. And it's only been 6 months. And, the fact that, I know that a lot of people were saying that, oh, the Fed is not winning. And the thing is that inflation, if you look at the full inflation, it seems to have bottomed. The core inflation is still going up, but the Fed is raising the interest rates so aggressively, and we know that this is going to take an effect. Like, it's just, we cannot act like those investors who, there's these people who want instant ramifications, and they want that, oh, the Fed raised 0.25, so the inflation report is going to be down the next month. This is not how it works. The Fed has a very hard job to do, and they have to maneuver between not breaking the economy and not, and still taming inflation. And I think, they were too late to the game. But the point is, it's going to take time. And I think that the market started realizing this, that it's not going to be that the Fed sees a small drop in inflation and then we're going to pivot, and then inflation is just by itself going to go away. By 2023, we're going to have lowering interest rates and the market is going to rally. I'm sorry, it's going to be a very tough 1 year or 2 years, but it doesn't mean that the prices of the stocks have to fall more from here. And especially it doesn't mean that Palantir has to fall lower from here, because don't confuse the market going lower to Palantir going lower, because yes, the market is on new lows, but Palantir is not on new lows. And if we are theoretically at the bottom, most probably the growth stocks are going to bottom out first. And hey, this is exactly what we see with many stocks. And Palantir is one of them, that the bottom has been in May, and we are making higher highs and higher lows, and we are not really going lower than May. And this is exactly what you would expect from a market bottom, right? Now, I don't think that the market, if we really hit the bottom, the market is going to just turn around and skyrocket back to where it was. But at least it's not going to keep going lower. So that's a big win. Now, when it comes to Tesla, that's my second company that I own a big position in. Very, very interesting thing that has happened there. And that is that there started to be serious worries about the demands for Tesla cars. And I think that these worries are so overblown, it's ridiculous. And basically what it results in is an early Black Friday sale for Tesla stock. And the stock is super attractive. I'm going to make videos on this, going a more deeper dive. And as I said, I have not been around the market as much as I would have liked in this last week. I've been working crazy busy. There is serious worries about the demand for Tesla cars, and these worries are so overblown because Tesla has never done any marketing. They are constantly innovating on how to make the cars cheaper. The raw material prices are falling. They're getting more effective in producing. In Europe, they're going to lose a 10% tariff because, they're ramping up the Berlin factory. And so far, if they take the cars there from China, they have to pay a 10% duty. And the moment that factory ramps up, it means that they will be able to drop if there is a demand issue. I don't think that there is a demand issue, but if they want to, they can drop the prices by 10% without changing the margin. In the US, the Inflation Induction Act is going to kick in from January, and there's going to be federal subsidies for Tesla cars. That is also going to help demand. And there's just so much levers. Again, a video is coming. Don't want to repeat myself, but the stock is very, very attractive. All right. If you watched so far, you're really an OG viewer. I really appreciate you. Please make sure that you're subscribed. It's so nice to be back on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.